been invited to Team USA to play for that team, and they will tour this summer, and he will be a part of it. He got an official invite just the other day, so really proud of him, and you guys obviously might want to speak to him. That Jacob Lindgren was just fabulous today. I know you guys have already spoken to him, but he's a tough guy to see the ball coming out of his hand with his fastball. His breaking ball is very good, and what he allowed us to do is to save some guys out of the pen there to get us to Tuesday, which is exactly what we needed him to do. Of course, when he entered the game, we needed help. We needed help to win the baseball game, but once we got the big lead, we needed to save that pen. So he did that for us. He did a tremendous job. I thought Adam Frazier was just outstanding. He had an at-bat today. I think it was 10 to 11 pitches. He ends up flying out to center field, but it's those kind of at-bats against a really good pitcher like Littrell that forces other coaches to have to make decisions. It raises pitch count, and it gets the next guy into the game. And he made some unbelievable. The ball he made in the middle of the field, the play he made in the middle of the field was a bad hop. Made it look easy. Ball in the 6-hole there, bang play at first. Just did a great job for us. I also want to recognize Mitch Slaughter, who I just thought called a great game and really kind of got Lindgren where he needed to be. He just coached him through that entire process, because I think going in, the most you've thrown is it 30 pitches, 35 pitches, and we got him all the way into 68 today. So, I think everybody did a really good job and just kind of grinded through. We made some mistakes. We got picked in a non-running situation, which is not good. We threw the wrong base. We made some mistakes, but we just kept battling, kept grinding, kept working, and we finally got some runs scored.
The pickoff move there actually kind of worked out, because DeMarcus comes in and is able to execute some bunts, hit a big base hit, and make some plays.
Yeah, DeMarcus had a huge bunt and just set it up so nicely. We worked so hard on that. It's just so great to see our guys be able to execute it when it matters the most this weekend. And we just haven't, for whatever reason, been able to put that together as much this year as we'd like. But today we really did a nice job of that.
Did you expect to play DeMarcus this much this weekend?
It's kind of with his hand coming off his hand. I had that same injury when I played in college, and it stings, man. Every time you make contact, you feel that breaking that hand. But he really wants to play, and I thought he did a great job for us today.
When you recruited Lindgren, because the power breaking ball, did you really like it? These two seem to really develop.
No question. Butch has just done a great job kind of forming and shaping his pitches. And he's a young man who just doesn't get rattled. He's just kind of a loose kid who can slow the game down. And when you have a guy like Mitch behind you helping him out, he's just really good. And I tell you, he's going to keep getting better. And I think he can become more physical. I think he can get better condition. And when that happens, I think he's going to be a force.
Besides the fact that you can execute it, what you see in Kentucky that said we can make these squeeze plays work?
Well, it's not so much what they can't do; it's what we can do. A yard like this, it's just you just got to take advantage of every opportunity. And,
they seem surprised that you even did it with Sam with 2 outs, though. The first baseman's already covered.
Well, in a left-on-left situation right there with 2 outs, we work on that all the time. And Sammy just did a great job with it. He stayed in the box longer, and when he does that, he's a very, very good bunter.
You guys were 5-10 at one point. You won 16 SEC games, the most, I think, in 9 years here. What was it? What happened?
I think we got some of our injured guys back, and even just having them on the bench really helped. And I think the other thing that happened is we had some moments of confidence happen. I think early on, when we had that sweep in the middle right there against Tennessee, and you had the extra inning games. I think our kids really just vaulted their confidence. And I think we have great leadership, and most of that leadership's on our pitching staff. We have tremendous leadership, and the kids just really never stop competing their hearts out, no matter what the situation.
You think going in next week, maybe now the SEC teams are going to look at you guys and go, this might be one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the SEC coming in the way that they're playing?
Yeah, you know what? I can't answer that.
But do you feel like you guys have a really good chance next week?
I feel like you compete against anybody. Gosh, I think this is one of the best teams in the country we've played against. I think, when we played Florida, it was one of the best teams in the country. I think we can compete with anybody. And the whole key is to try and get on a roll in tournament play. And now you got to figure out what you're going to do on Tuesday. And, everybody who's in the tournament is going to have a short-rested guy or a guy who hadn't pitched very much, one of those 2 things. So, I'd like to think we can get on a roll. I'd like to think our kids are really confident. They should be. But, I'm just proud of the effort they give every single day, because that's really the grinded out mentality. Every day you come out and do your running. Every day you come out and do your lifting. Every day. I mean, it's just one of those things that all the things that aren't seen by most folks, these kids have just done to the highest level.
Do you feel like? Go ahead.
Is Stratton a possibility Tuesday?
He will not pitch on Tuesday.
Okay.
There's no shot of that. It's possible on Wednesday. Really, he's going to have a big say in that on Wednesday. We shorted him this week because of the Thursday, Friday to Thursday, and then you'd short him from Thursday to Wednesday. So, don't know. He's only had one start this year where he came back, and 2 or 3 days later, he was not fresh. He was a little bit sore, and we tried to back down there. So he'll have a say in that.
The way you built this club and knowing what you guys did last year, you got the pitching, obviously now the hitting's kind of crossed. Do you feel like this team is built when you look at it to make a deep run?
I think our kids compete at a very high level. And, when you hit a ground ball, you get fisted in the middle of the field, and the infield just happens to be in, and it just dumps the ball over somebody's head. Those are the things you can't control. What you can control is how focused you are during the course of a game. Sometimes, ball just doesn't bounce your way. And, you lose one-run games and you win one-run games. I think this league is so strong. I'm going to just tell you, there's some luck that's involved. I mean, we strike out 17 on a Friday night at LSU, and we get flared down the right field line. I'm just going, we're going to win this game, right? But Brent can't get to it, because because of the knee situation. I mean, there's a lot of luck involved. You can play awfully well and still not win in this league, but I do like our chances because I love the way our kids are competing. And quite frankly, even though we didn't defend it as well today, I love the way we defend it and pitch.
Do you like the new tournament format?
You know what? This is the God's honest truth. I haven't even looked. Honestly, I haven't even looked. Somebody mentioned that the number 1 seeds on both sides don't play. I didn't even know that. Seriously.
So let me ask it a little bit better. Is there a coach in this league that really wants to play on Tuesday?
I think every coach wants a 10-team tournament, at least. Yeah. And so if that's the only way to get it done, we're all agreeable to that. And I think one of the things that happened is we all voted to take away the practice opportunity on Monday because we all said, how big a deal is that? Getting 10 teams in is a big, big deal. Because you know what? There's going to be years where that 10th team's going to get to Omaha. I mean, one year that's going to happen because they're going to have an incredible RPI and they're just going to have to finish one game back of the 5th or 6th spot and they're going to get number 10. And it's going to happen. Our league is that good. I mean, here's, I don't even know. Who won the league? LSU? What was their final record?
19 wins.
19 wins. Now, people are going to say, oh, the SEC is not as good. I'm going to say, no, it's the other way. It is that good. And when the winners win in 19 games, and a team that good right there wins 18 games, I mean, come on, it's a great league, and it's going to get more and more and more competitive as time goes on.
You know Gary really well in that dugout. When you squeeze in a big 2, that's going to take them off.
This is how well
Matthew Britton when he walks the play.
This is how well I know Gary Henderson. Okay. Gary Henderson and Brad Bohannon understand the game at such a high level. They know that no lead is safe when you got 18 to 22-year-olds, and they get it. We've done that in that dugout together. They would do the same thing because it's the right thing to do. If there's a run to be scored and that's the skill of the guy at the plate, that's what you do. You don't hand a ball to a running back and say, don't run hard and make your moves. You keep playing the game because you have 18 to 22-year-olds. That's how it works. And I know that didn't come from their bench. And that's why I went, and was trying to tell them, that I didn't want a warning, but I understood that the umpire is doing his job, and I respect that. But what scared me to death, quite honestly, is if we miss,
you're ejected.
I get ejected, and you got a left-hander, Jacob Lindgren, who's really good, but I mean, he can miss. It's possible. So that scares me a little bit, but I understand, when you have a bunt there and the ball's thrown behind a guy, an umpire has to do his job. But I understand what Garrett was saying too. And, it's just one of those situations where everybody's right. And of course, I lost that one just like I lose all of them when I approach anybody because it's just me. But anyway, I again really proud of what Gary's done in Kentucky this year. I think he's done a masterful job. That club was counted out by a lot of people before the season, and they've turned in one of the great performances, in my opinion, in the country. And I think he's the coach of the year in the Southeastern Conference.
It seemed like a pretty, fairly emotional, intense weekend, maybe a little more so than some SEC.
Well, there's so much at stake. There's an SEC championship. By the way, they've won one in 100 years. They want to win number 2, and all their kids want that ring. I can't blame them. Our kids are saying, wow, lots at stake for us, man. If we can get to that 16 win and we can rattle off some wins in that SEC tournament, who knows what's going to happen for us. So this is one of those great series where everything's at stake. Of course, I don't know if there are any series in our league that where there wasn't a bunch at stake, but you know, it was a great series, and those guys compete their hearts out. It comes from the top down, and our kids compete their tails off too.
Day off tomorrow.
We'll have a day off tomorrow. We'll practice probably Monday morning. We'll get a great lift in. We'll drive to Birmingham on Hoover on Monday. We will not practice there. We'll practice here. And then, you know, of course, in the meantime, we're going to find out who we're playing and what time we're playing.